Landlords and Social Disparity in Pakistan by Ameer, Asad, Zaid, and Mujtaba.
Feudalism is a social system which originated in Europe. It was a system in which people were given land and protection, and in return they worked for them. It has been a prominent issue in Pakistan since its creation. A select amount of families control most of the land, which gives them political influence and power which they misuse. These powerful families and their supporters mainly lie in the provinces of Sindh, Punjab, and Balochistan.
Our first perspective is from Punjab, where many of these landlords exploit the people of their lands by threatening them with their lives or by threatening to evict them from their land, leaving them landless. These big landlords give the people of their lands big loans with high interest rates which these simple people cannot pay back. This keeps the people in the endless cycle of poverty. It was reported that a man offered his landlord his 8-year-old daughter after failing to pay the given loan on time.
Our landlord provided a place to stay, and in return, we would do household work and chores. My husband and son took care of his animals. The house was very old and made of mud. It was also up to him whether or not he would pay us wages.
Landlords exploit this fear by forcing these people to vote for them, to gain political influence and work their way to the provincial government. This provincial power is then used to get away with many criminal acts.
More than 60% of Balochistan's population lives below the poverty line. This is because of neglect not only from the federal government but also political issues within the province. The political leaders of Balochistan come mainly from a handful of tribes. Amongst these leading tribes are the Bugtis, Magzi, Jamot, and Mazari and Rind tribes. The leaders of these tribes are often local MPAs who own large tracts of land. These leaders are focused on their issues rather than the people's. This is why Balochistan is the poorest of all the provinces. There is widespread illiteracy and unemployment throughout the province, even in developed cities such as Quetta and Gwadar.
Our third example of social disparity and feudalism is in the province of Sindh. This province is notorious for what's known as Vadera culture. This term generally sheds a negative light on landlords, and it represents the feudals who exploit the people living on their lands for their own benefit. These people have become so powerful by exploiting the common man that they are in senior positions in the government and have enormous amounts of power. This has gotten so bad to the point where some now can also get away with murder and other criminal acts.
One main example of this is the murder case of Nazim Jokio, in which PPP MNA Jam Abdul Karim and MPA Jam Awais allegedly murdered a local resident Nazim. MPA Jam was arrested, however, the allegations and eventually the case was later dropped. Nazim's widow later carried out the case, however, due to difficulties in carrying it out, she also dropped the case. Jam during the case had also fled to Dubai and no one questioned his actions. What we can take away from this case is that for the common man, the judiciary system has failed, and for the elite 1%, it is an ideal system and power game. Jam Awais is still in the government and no further action has been taken. Another message that can be taken away from this is that a citizen tried to speak up against the landlords and they allegedly had him killed.
उसको बिजली की शाटों से बेरहमी से मारा गया है। हमसे बर्दाश्त नहीं होता। उसके रकम इतने थे ना, हमसे बर्दाश्त नहीं होता।
शाहजेब कत्ल के सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने मुल्जिम शाहरुख जतोई को बरी कर दिया है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने शाहजेब कत्ल के दीगर मुल्जिमान को भी बरी कर दिया है।
शाहरुख जतोई समेत दीगर मुल्जिमान सुप्रीम कोर्ट से बरी हो गए हैं।
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने शाहजेब कत्ल केस के मुल्जिम शाहरुख जतोई को बरी कर दिया है।
Shahrukh Jatoi, a name heard by many very recently but not in the way they hoped. The son of a very powerful landlord who is a prime example of what our project is trying to achieve. He is not some ordinary person but is the cold-blooded murderer of a son, a brother, but most importantly, a human being.
He was proved to have killed Shahzeb Khan. However, now he walks free amongst us all because of one thing, and that is power. When a common man could get killed for even a petty theft, these people can get away with the worst of crimes. As we have previously stated, that the judiciary system is a power game for the elite. However, this is a unique example of it. Even when he was supposed to be serving his jail sentence, it is seen that he was enjoying his time in a private hospital which was fully rented out by his family on the basis that he had back problems. He was living like this for the last 1 to 2 years. Even though Shahzeb's family spoke on this case and gave their side, it had little effect on anyone as they lacked the power and influence Shahrukh's family had. This is the true show of power that these elites have in our country.
Thankfully, the popularity of feudal lords in Pakistan has started to decline, largely due to modern day media and social media, where the villagers who vote for these local rulers now demand things such as schools, roads, and hospitals in return. In addition, the transfer of land holdings from one generation to the next has diluted the amount of land these families hold due to succession issues. In this changing world, feudalism is slowly dying in Pakistan, and we need to hasten this process by not idolizing these people and holding them accountable for their